You closed York before New York City closed its public schools. Could you walk us through the moment you realized that we had to shut down, and what were the steps that you took following that realization?
Okay, so schools were starting to shut down. Some schools already had COVID in their schools. The schools that had COVID shut down. We did not have any COVID in our school, but it was obvious if we stuck around, sooner or later,
We get COVID.
we were going to get COVID. So I thought the best way to do it would be to give everybody notice and to shut down before we got COVID.
Yeah.
So we told everybody on Tuesday, which I think was March 10th, the last day of school is going to be the end of school on Wednesday, which is March 11th. And therefore, take your books home, plan accordingly. We're not going to tell you the night before so that you can't get in and get your lockers, bring bags, etc. So we closed on March 11th, having told everyone on March 10th, and it was closed in fairly good order because the teachers we also told so they could finish the third quarter on March 11th, so everyone could finish the third quarter, and that extra 24 hours of giving everyone notice meant that we closed in good order, and we got the third quarter grades in, and everything was fine. What happened? Thursday came, Friday came, we had no school. Saturday came, Sunday, I think at 9 o'clock at night or at 10 o'clock at night, the mayor decided and the chancellor that they were to close Monday morning. Mm-hmm. So the parents and students couldn't go to school on Monday morning, couldn't collect their books, couldn't collect their homework, and the teachers couldn't prepare. So there's no ideal way of dealing with COVID, but I like to think that the way we did it was pretty good. We gave notice, we planned, and we did it before we got COVID. Because for sure, if we'd stayed around, eventually, you would have got COVID. So is it better to close the door before the horses bolted or after? I think before the horses bolted. So we closed while we were all still healthy.
Well, it was definitely a good decision. Obviously, what followed was...
But who knew?
Exactly. I mean, we thought that we were going to come back to school 2 weeks later.
So did we.
I remember the email was like... You basically said, we're setting up, we're getting the teachers prepared to do Zoom, but we don't think we're actually going to do it. And then,
I completely agree with you. First of all, I think everyone thought, okay, we're going to come back at the end of the break and have 2 weeks holiday and we'll have school as normal. What was extraordinary was how quickly and effectively the teachers pivoted to Zoom and how they took the synchronous schedule. So they took the schedule that everyone had and they literally, if you had English at 9 o'clock, you had English at 9 o'clock, you had history at 10 o'clock, you had history at 10 o'clock. It was extraordinary that the teachers pivoted as well as they did and we could stay with a completely synchronous schedule. In the beginning, it was tough to do gym and art and whatever. Gradually, we sort of even filtered them in. So it was extraordinarily dedicated, the teachers, to do what they did. I taught my class through Zoom and thought it was going to be one class. I didn't think I was going to teach the rest of the term in Zoom. It's more work. I didn't realize, teaching my class, how much you got through on a Zoom class because normally there's sort of interruptions and people ask you questions and there's a break.
But then you can just mute all. You can just be like...
Yeah, but in Zoom, you're just almost non-stop plowing through. You actually get through more.
I think it's funny because I bet teachers in real life probably want a mute all button for their class sometimes,
Teachers do. It's the interesting thing about muting is that you can say to everybody, okay, if you're well behaved and ask questions properly, I'll unmute you.
Like a privilege to be unmuted.
If you interrupt, mute. I mean, it's a handy little button. The way it worked out well, we thought. We did it, I think, as well as one could do.
Yeah.
But, these are very unusual circumstances, and everything was sort of written in pencil.
Yeah.
There was nothing written in ink.